let's go.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagon. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagon. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't laugh and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagon. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagon. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
yeah, hey, look what I got. New whip with no top. Cooking up no stove top. Ice cold, no snow drop. Big budget ass, big facts. Big money in the contract. Been running no contact. New record with the new tracks. Yeah, they been sending me new plaques. I don't really need new plaques. Nah, big rock with the suplex. Yeah, new rock got a new flex. Yeah, I'm current, I'm a new trend. Now boys with the full scent. Yeah, like I said, no new friends. We don't really need new friends.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagon. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagon. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, if I see it, I cop it, yeah, hey, yeah, let's go.
We at the top, if I see it, I cop it. All this guap, if I see it, I cop it. Got some new drip, if I see it, I cop it. Saw that new whip, if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip, if I see it, I cop it. Lots of strip, if I see it, I cop it. I'm not kidding, if I see it, I cop it. House off the grid, if I see it, I cop it. We at the top, if I see it, I cop it. All of this guap, if I see it, I cop it. Got some new drip, if I see it, I cop it. Saw that new whip, if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip, if I see it, I cop it. Lots of strip, if I see it, I cop it. I'm not kidding, if I see it, I cop it. House off the grid, if I see it, I cop it.
Yeah, if I see it, I cop it. Running through stores, if I see it, I rock it. Yeah, girl, if you see it, I got it. Run it up more, we need all the profit. 100 racks back up in summer 16. Spent that whole bag on a whole summer dream. Life's complicated, no Avril Lavigne. Copped a new condo to blow us some steam. All these rappers just rapping in triplets. Pushing that product, just got a new shipment. Pushing that roll 50 over the limit. Cushion that blow, I don't get why they with it. We at the top and we throwing the game. All of these peasants will know of my name. All of these blessings, we staying the same. The drip is fluorescent, I'm going insane. Royal genetics all up in my veins. Back me a real one and gave her my name. All of these issues, but no one to blame. Praying that God will just show me the way. Changing the game, got the source code, and I'm off-road and my horses go skirt. One in the same day, of course, no, we in first, yo, all my niggas, we were. Fake in the fame, but we all know, cause the source told all you niggas just learn. Talking and saying y'all pseudo, and it's true though, y'all just popping them perks. Taking the stage, got a few shows, let the crew know it's a clouse in the dirt. I am the king and it's my throne, y'all are kind though, they keep calling me Zerx.
Be at the top if I see it, I cop it. All this guap if I see it, I cop it. Got some new drip if I see it, I cop it. Saw that new whip if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip if I see it, I cop it. Lots of shrimp if I see it, I cop it. I'm that kid if I see it, I cop it. House off the grid if I see it, I cop it. We at the top if I see it, I cop it. All of this guap if I see it, I cop it. Got some new drip if I see it, I cop it. Saw that new whip if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip if I see it, I cop it. Lots of shrimp if I see it, I cop it. I'm that kid if I see it, I cop it. House up the grid if I see it, I
We
cop
only
it.
got one life, I'ma get that. If you with that, do not sit back and just wish that you had it. Despite all your witchcraft and your riffraff, this is my gift and you wish that you had it. Tonight gonna bump trap, gonna thump that. Drums in the back and you know that we have it. Girls like where the one at, need to run back. Flee from these niggas, you know that they savage. They acting macho like they Randy Savage. They call me Pablo, the kingpin is at it. I am Apollo, you Rocky, I've had it. Y'all can just follow cause niggas is slacking. I am Jack Sparrow, my verses is cracking. I am the ghost and you rappers is Pac-Man. Out in the coast and I'm getting more blacking. Y'all acting hairy, I'm grabbing the waxing.
Top if I see it, I cop it. All of this guap if I see it, I cop it. Got some new drip if I see it, I cop it. Saw that new whip if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip if I see it, I cop it. Lobster and shrimp if I see it, I cop it. I am that kid if I see it, I cop it. House off the grid if I see it, I cop it.
Come up, hey, let's be with that drama, hey, saw that baddie mama, hey, told her I don't wanna, hey, come up, hey, let's be with that drama, hey, saw that baddie mama, hey, told her I don't wanna, hey. Went out, caught me a red fly, too many people on a bandwagon, dumb band through that hellfire. Came out lethal like a red dragon. Same old rapper with the same old flows. Color dreads with the pants sagging. Got that fame, but you sold your soul. You a warlock, I'm the dark assassin. Said thick stacks, mo change, big bags, faux chains. Get that money, said big facts, no gains, big stats, mo fame. We back stunts, said big names. On stage, big trap, no shame. Going in, running that big check. My name, sign that, mo rain. Come back home and just come up, hey, let's be with that drama. Hey, saw that baddie mama, hey, told her I don't wanna, hey, come up, hey, let's be with that drama, hey, saw that baddie mama, hey, told her I don't wanna, hey.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Go to the fucking gym.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
burning, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Ooh, welcome everyone to episode 3087 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, himcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and yahos? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beescast is brought to you as powered, is sponsored by Eversting K2 Flexing on all you All right, fam, welcome to the show. Hashtag FEF in the comments down below. Today is our Friday cast. Another day to remind yourself to focus on community today. Your environment. Fuck 'em Friday means cut out all the noise, delete those contacts, eliminate those people, family, friends that do not serve you. You can't pick your family, but you can pick your friends and the people that you surround yourself in your environment, and that's paramount. It doesn't matter who they are. If they are not serving you, you need to distance yourself and surround yourself with amazing people like the Swole fam. So join us over at swolenormousx.com. And of course, here every day on the Daily Swole, rumble.com/The Daily Swole. And of course, leave us a 5-star review if you're watching or listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify especially. Leave us a 5-star review on Spotify. And let's get into today's episode. Let's get into it. Who's ready for an amazing Beastcast? Who's fucking ready? Are you ready? I know you are. All right, let's get into it. 3087 underway. We got a brand new Drive Mode Gaining also today. It's going to be very exciting. Let's get into the first Swole fam post for the tip. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, we got one on a Swolosophy post. All your environments from Swolenormous X from Samantha. And Samantha says, my environment has been slowly shifting thanks to me listening consistently to the Daily Swole and being as active as I can with my work schedule. This is completely right about the layers, and I have begun to move through switching things and deleting people on social media, changing my Instagram to private since I am not out to impress anyone or get to know the world. Now looking around my home, you are right. And I am looking at continued small changes to make every day around here to improve the environment and make it more of one of love and health. And that's absolutely 100%, especially since today is the FEFcast. Your environment is everything. So pillar number 1 is your environment. It's community. It's the things you surround yourself with. So make sure that you are using today and use this moment as a chance to improve that. In the Telegram chat, Tanya says, how's everyone doing, fam? We're doing good. It's the end of the week. I finished day 5 of the 90-day dash. Wow. And tomorrow is hiking day. Thinking of everyone. Well, good for you, Tanya. Enjoy your hike. Mark says, I'm simply going to continue to embrace change. This is an accountability text from this past Sunday. I just got through listening to Sunday's penetration and figured out how to put red light on my phone. The goal I'm setting for this week is after it gets dark to enable red light and keep it on my phone until I wake up in the morning so I can turn it back to normal. I kept it on for most of today just so my eyes could get used to it, and I feel a big difference. I feel like this will be a positive game changer for me. Absolutely. Red light on your phone is essential, and use the accessibility feature. So when you tap your power button 3 times, it can automatically go back and forth to red mode and not. And you still don't want to be on your phone up into bedtime. So just because it's red, you still don't want to be stimulating yourself with like thinking about what's on your phone. But when the sun goes down, of course, in the winter time, it's like 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever it is, you still need to do stuff and you're still gonna be on your phone. So make it red mode and it makes all the difference. Last one here before we get into some emails. Melinda says, hey, Papa, another accountability text. This week, I'm going to keep things simple. Moving on from primer week and starting week 1 of the 90-day dash program. I'm also going to continue working on my brain gains and calmly find ways to handle my stress with good habits. This last week, I've been working on the elimination diet, and I'm going to continue to do that as well so I can have a better mood throughout my day and a healthier gut system. Lastly, I'm going to work on meal preparation by getting things ready the night before so I can grab and go in the mornings. For now, that is all, even though I'd like to do more. I'm going to keep it simple, but I also work hard to stay consistent with it all. Indeed.
I gave it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
All right, let's get into a couple emails. This one is responding to a long weekend means ... from Heidi. Heidi says, I'm dropping my partner off to a business event and going to train legs at our company gym at 10 a.m. Let's get it. Cool. Not sure why that was in the folder. Okay, cool. No, that's good. That's real. I'm glad to hear it. What is the best pre-workout? Email response. Remember, you respond to those emails, especially when they prompt you with the question. When I send you an email and I have a question at it, respond. And I really like reading those. Michelle says, hey, Bish, today was active recovery day, yoga, club swinging, mobility, and some kettlebell work. Nothing too crazy. Tomorrow is upper body with concentration on chest. What are you smashing, Papa? From Michelle. Let's talk about P3S 11 coming on November 1st. Is that it? Is that when it's releasing? Is it 12? I don't even know what signature series it is. The last one's about to get sent out, and then we have another one coming up in 13 days. There's so much going on with the app. I've almost not forgotten about signature series. This one, that the one past that you guys are yet to receive, is fucking awesome. So you might be shocked. You might be shocked that we're still putting out amazing signature series even after all these months and years. But yeah, we still are. No shortage of ideas. If you want to get on the email list, make sure you do so. Go to makeemailswoleagain.com and respond. Sometimes you're going to have a simple response like, hey, I'm going to do legs today. Like we got one of those emails today. But definitely lay into it. Lay into it. Give us some details. Break it down. And of course, we have overtime right after today's episode. So let's get into some questions. If you have questions, drop them now, and we'll take as many as come in. And if none come in, we'll move right into balls deep and then head into overtime. So Turtali, Papa Swolio, how to grow arms.
What's in the box?
To lift with them. So with general questions like this, I understand people have questions about this kind of stuff, but it's so vague and such a lazy question. I mean, you need to progressively overload. Lift weights, lift heavier over time. The good news is you don't need anything complicated. Just with a standard barbell curl and tricep push downs on a cable, you can build massive arms. You just need to increase. So I'll just give you a different answer than you might expect. Like, what exercise? Because the exercises are important, but it's not really the most important thing. Yes, proper form, but preacher curls are great. Tricep extensions are fantastic. You don't need anything more than that, really. There's different things you can implement as you get more advanced, but the most important thing that people don't realize is they don't train with intent. Most people go to the gym and they train to feel a burn. They get a pump. Or they train till they feel, oh, I can't move my arms. Did you have a good workout today? Yeah, I can't move my arms. That's not a good workout. If you can't move your legs, you probably did too much. That shouldn't be the case, that you can barely walk after a leg day. That just means you incurred way too much fatigue, and it's going to take you a long time to recover, and you overdid it. So the whole point with lifting, you have to remember, is the progressive overload with as minimal fatigue as possible. Now, it's hard to gauge fatigue, unless you're very consistent. But in general, you're going to know that if you do 15 sets for a body part, that's much more fatigue than 2. So the more you do that's unnecessary is just fatigue. Again, it's unnecessary. There's diminishing returns. Doing 10 sets is not better than 8 sets. Doing 8 sets is not better than 6 sets for a body part in a week. So how many times are you training a body part? Doing 6 sets on Monday and waiting a week to hit it again is not as good as doing 2 sets twice a week or 3 sets twice a week. So frequency matters. So in other words, a lot of times people don't go into the gym with intent. They're going and they're putting some weight on and they don't track their workouts. They're just doing a weight that's challenging. So they're just getting random reps or doing random things. And yes, you can build muscle over time and get stronger over time, but it's almost by accident because by default, you're eventually going to put on some more weight and lift a little heavier. And then you do drop sets and all this other fatiguing stuff. But over time, you can build muscle and get stronger and not do it properly because you still are progressively overloading. You're just not doing it on purpose with as much intent. Eventually it just gets a little bit lighter, so you put on more weight, but you're just doing random stuff. If you know specifically that you did 100 pounds for 6 reps and then you go today to do 7 and you get 7, that's objectively progressive overload. And then the next time you add in 105 pounds, and then you do 5 reps. And the next time you do 105 pounds for 6 reps. And the next time you do 105 pounds for 7 reps. That's what's important, not the volume and not getting a pump and not feeling sore. You're not going to feel sore all the time from every body part, and you shouldn't. If you're chronically sore all the time, there's something wrong. You're not managing that stimulus to fatigue ratio well. So try to give a little more information on that. Cholera 24, Papa Swolio. Is cardio necessary during fat loss? Cardio is not necessary for fat loss. Cardio is beneficial for the heart. It's beneficial to have cardiovascular capacity, go in the sauna. You could do sprints, you could do explosive training and plyometrics and things like that. Go for walks. There's a lot of great ways to have cardiovascular benefits, but you do not need cardio for, amplifying fat loss or anything like that. People should have cardiovascular capacity and you should be working these aspects. But again, cardio doesn't help your body recover from weight training. It doesn't do that. It just might dull the response, and it's still fatigue. Effort is fatigue. So you have to be careful doing like high intense cardio on quote rest days. That's not helping you recover, right? Like intense cardio sessions on off days from lifting is not aiding in your recovery. It's just not. You're doing physical expenditure. You're draining yourself. It's not getting rid of soreness. It's limiting your body's ability to adapt to those adaptations from the strength training. It just diverts attention essentially. Divniv Novello. Papa Swolio, what's the best workout to get a flat belly? Of course, having said with good diet as well. That's all that matters. Getting rid of inflammatory foods, managing your caloric intake, building muscle, sleeping well, managing your hormones. There's no workout on the planet that's going to get you a flat belly. It's good to do abdominal exercise and doing your flexion and extension for your rectus abdominis, but you could do ab work until you pass out if you're not managing your nutrition and your sleep and your hormones properly and your estrogenics in your environment. You're not going to see your abs. YKR Badia, almost done with the questions. So if you have, drop them in the chat. What is your gym split, or what does your weekly routine look like? Upper, lower, or full body? Lately, I'm trying out this new every other day. I like the every other day. For me, the weight training, the intense lifting every other day has been money. I was doing upper rest, lower rest, upper rest, lower rest. I don't like the back to back. I don't mind. I can do upper, lower, and then rest. But for me, upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, one day off doesn't work well. Eventually, I need to take like 2 off. So, and I don't like to take 2 days off from training like that. Just for me, I don't like doing upper, lower, rest. Not really a fan, but doing upper rest, lower rest, alternating like that was good. But I'm only a few workouts into this. The way I'm trying it is doing the same every other day, but total body. And what total body means in my context, it doesn't mean every single body part. I always like to clarify. Total body doesn't mean everything. It just means which body parts am I training. It could be chest, back, and hamstrings, and shoulders, and calves. It could be, a leg press. So for example, my last workout was, I did 1 all-out set of calves. I did 2 from my Cybex squat press, like a leg press machine, similar to one. It's not really a leg press linear, but it's similar to that. And then I did a Smith overhead press, and then I did single arm tricep extensions with a band. And I did a little bit of like some forearms at the end. So my full body doesn't mean every body part, but I love the attention that I get every other day. I can hit whatever body parts. I can adjust it on the fly sometimes too. So I'm just starting into that. I already like it a lot. And for me, when it comes to a full body split, because you could do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then 2 days off. I'm just going to do every other day. And if I feel like I need an extra day, I can take an extra day, or I can just adjust what I do on the next day. Maybe it's an isolation. I'm not going to do heavy compound movements. Maybe it's a full body workout. I'm going to hit my quads, but instead of a squat movement, I'll do leg extensions. So I can still adjust the intensity, and I can adjust whether it's a compound movement or it's like a backloaded movement that's going to cause more fatigue. So I could adjust this kind of stuff on the fly and have a lighter day or a mobility focused day if I want to, but I can address it accordingly. And yeah, I forgot what I was going to say aside from that, but I'm enjoying it so far. So I'm really liking the every other day full body approach. So I have the way I'm doing it is, and this is going to be something that I'm going to have inside the Swolenormous app. I'm going to be posting and doing more masterclass and content on this kind of stuff. So a lot of you have been asking, hey, are you going to be doing anything here for warm-ups, or there's different content? Just so you guys know, there's a whole cascade of content that's going to be created, but it's just waiting for the app to come out so I can start creating it specifically optimized for the app. So we're really not putting like a halt on it, but the app is the priority to get out, and then the content that's going to be created, a lot more master classes. We're going to be redoing a bunch of stuff and, you know, clearing out some older content, putting in new stuff, redoing content, updating certain things. So there's a lot of new content when it comes to this, and master classes. A big focus is going to be on master classes with the app. And so my full body is still, it's not upper lower, but my full body, the way I'm approaching it is there's more of an, I don't want to say upper focused and then lower focused, but it is, for example, one of the workouts, if it's more upper focused, it'll be more of like an upper compound. Like I'll do the upper body, like chest or back earlier in the workout, and then I'll do maybe the hamstring or something after. So whichever exercise you do first is going to get the most attention and the most stimulus. So if I'm doing, let's say, T-bar rows and incline chest press, that's more fatiguing than, let's say, single arm preacher curls or leg extensions or something like that. So it's more of an upper body focus where I'll do the upper body compound. I'm not going to be doing heavy chest pressing, heavy rows, heavy squats. That's just very exhausting. So then the full body workout where it's more leg focused or lower body focused will be a Smith machine squat or a pendulum squat or a leg press or RDLs or something where it's compound heavy. It's a little bit more exhausting, so to speak. And then I'll pair that up with something maybe like bicep curls or lateral raises, things that are not as fatiguing. Because you guys know if you're doing heavy squats, which is more fatiguing, heavy squats or lateral raises or tricep extensions, obviously the heavy squats. So I'm not loading up all these exhausting exercises. So people think of full body, oh my God, they think of every exercise they ever know. I got to do deadlifts and heavy squats and RDLs and bench press, and you'd be fucking destroyed. You'd be exhausted. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So in closing, I'm going a little bit longer on that. I'll bring this question back up for context. What I also have found, even in a short period of time with the full body, because the stress is more distributed, so the volume is a little bit more manageable. I'm not just doing all upper body or all lower body. It's a little bit lower body, a little bit upper. It's just more distributed on my body, so it's a little bit less fatiguing, I feel. And what I do like is that some people don't want to train chest and not, or upper, certain body parts and not train it for 3 or 4 days. They want to train it more frequently. So every other day gives me the opportunity to even do, if I really want to focus on chest, I could literally do 1 set every other day and try some more frequency. I could just adjust on the fly. And if I ever have to take an extra day off and take 2 days off in a row because something comes up, it's fine. I'm hitting full body again the next day. I could just get back into it. So you're just getting more coats of paint on everything. And then you can always prioritize what needs to be focused on more and train it twice a week, 3 times a week, or every day, and just adjust and decrease the volume accordingly. So for me, I was doing, let's say calves, I was doing twice a week, and I was doing 2 really heavy all-out sets twice a week. I'm doing it 1 set, warming up and doing 1 set all out at the beginning. You could try different things, but it's cool. Gets a lot of, it's very exciting, because then today I'm training. I feel like I just trained lower body and upper body, which I did. So it's cool. I get to train everything more often. So I'm still playing around with the volume, and I think I might even have to cut down the volume, but I love every other day. And plus, when I'm doing full body every other day, I have found that I have less of a need to do, I think what I explained before with I was doing upper rest, lower rest. I was doing some things on the off days, on the in-between days. And even in 2 workouts, I already see that I'm not going to have a need to do that. Nunu Ham. Papa Swolio is 8 to 10 reps at 5 sets. Good for hypertrophy. Tried to spend my energy and time well. Thanks, Papa. I am trying to get bigger and also stronger. Wise move. Is 8 to 10 reps at 5 sets good for hypertrophy in one workout or over the course of a week? So I will give you some context. In a week, for me, generally my limit, and I'm thinking about each body part, I'm really only getting over the course of 7 days, even with my new split, each body part is really it's not getting more than 4 sets. So I would say 5 sets is good for hypertrophy over the course of a week period. You don't need to do it in one workout. 5 sets for one body part is a lot of volume. So that body part will need much more recovery. Of course, that matters when it comes to your fatigue. So 8 to 10 reps to absolute failure or 1 or 2 reps in reserve, that matters for how much stimulation you're getting. So 5 sets is good. I personally never do 5 sets for a body part in a single workout. But in a cycle, from like a Monday to a Monday, 5 sets overall is fine. So you could train that body part. Let's say you're doing 5 sets on Monday you're doing 5 quad sets, okay, on Monday. What do you think is better logically, right? You want to provide your body with a growth stimulus and minimize fatigue. You're going to have much more fatigue from those 5 sets on a Monday. And the last 3 sets, you're really getting the most stimulus from the first set and then the second set. And then after that, it dramatically drops off in a single bout. So you're better off doing, let's say it was, instead of 5 sets, you said it was 4, you're better off doing, or 5, let's say you did 2 sets on Monday and then another 3 on Friday. It's better to do it that way because you incur less fatigue, you get more of that initial set stimulation, and your frequency improves. Ellen215, is homemade sourdough good or trash? As far as I'm aware, I think it's generally, you have to see how you deal with it. I think Mama Solio might want to get into making that, and I'll try it, of course. But I think it's good when it's fermented, right? You're not using yeast, so it's usually easier to digest. If you're using quality ingredients, organic, you're not getting pesticides and stuff, and I think it's generally probably more tolerable for people. So I wouldn't say it's trash. It's definitely not going to stay. It's not ultra processed and you're making it at home, so it doesn't last long. But I don't have a lot of experience, but I think Mama Solio had mentioned getting into doing something like that. So I'd try it and see how you feel. But I believe it's different, right? It's not yeast, or it's fermented, so you don't have all those stabilizers and things and problems. But I've heard good things. I just don't really know much about it. I haven't tested it for myself. But personally, I prefer carbs from dates, from fruit juice, and coconut water and honey and stuff. But of course, when you talk about things like sourdough, is it good or trash? It's all going to come down to how you make it and what ingredients you're using and the details. And I'm not an expert on that, so I don't have any personal experience yet. So maybe more. Zane Stymiest, MTB, Papa Solio, what exercise is best for the latissimus dorsi muscle? Well, again, there's not necessarily a best. There's different things to do. But if you want to hit the lats most effectively, you want to make sure you're rowing in the sagittal plane, and you want to make sure that your elbow is more by your side. So you could do a high row, but understand that if you're going straight up more vertically, you're not getting the best angle for the lats. You're going to get more teres major, you're going to get more long head of the triceps. So you don't want to pull from like a straight vertical down. You want to keep your elbow tucked by your side. And once you get to the midline with your upper arm, if you're pulling behind you, you're not getting lat activation. You're just getting rhomboids and middle trap and stuff like that. So you want to make sure you're pulling to that midline. Anything past from that, you're not getting lat. So you could do a high row. I mean, what that degree is, 75 degrees or something like that, pulling down like here, that's great for the lats. You could even just do a cable, the Papa Solio row, but stay more upright and just pulling into the body. That's great for the lats. So there's a lot of great machines. Some lat machines are great, but you want to keep your elbow more in towards the body and pull to the midline. Not the midline, but you want to pull towards even with the torso to hit the lats. So it's not really complicated. You can choose a high row. You can choose a neutral row. You can do it with dumbbells. Cable machines are fine, but if you're doing a pull down machine, you just don't want to be vertically pulling down. You want to have that lean so you'll get more of so you're not as flexed with the shoulder. Nunuham, Pompasolio, does the sets go for one lift type only or a lot of types of lifts? Sorry for the confusion. Say 2 squat sets Monday, but only squat and no other lift. Thanks, Papa, for patience. You're welcome. Let me see if I can answer this properly. Do the sets go for one lift type? So I'm assuming you mean one exercise, right? Yeah, so we're not talking 5 sets of squats and 5 sets of leg extension. So just keep in mind, we're talking about body parts. Okay? Body parts meaning quads. If you're doing a squat properly, it's quad focused. A squat should be done for quad focus. It could be quads and adductors. If you're going deep enough, you're going to get the adductors. It's not really for glutes. You'll get some glute activation, but it's not the main focus. You're not going to get hamstrings in a squat. So when we talk about, let's say, the 4 or 5 sets, I'm talking about in a week, I'm talking about 4 sets for the quads for the week, right? And understand that this is how it breaks down. The more sets you do, and we're talking about within like 1 or 2 reps and reps in reserve, so 1 or 2 reps within failure. If you are the more you're doing, the less stimulus you're getting progressively for all those sets, and the more fatigue you're incurring, the longer you're going to have to repair before you hit them again. So if you want to train a body part hard and you want to train it every other day, you're doing 1 set. Maybe 2, but I doubt it. Okay. If you're doing a Monday, Thursday, or a Monday, Friday, you could probably do 2 sets, but everyone's going to fatigue differently. Some body parts you might feel, if you're doing a novel exercise, you might get more sore. So if this is the first time I ever did this chest machine and you did 2 sets and you pushed it within your same range to failure, you might, and you're expecting to hit it again on Thursday or Friday, you might be like, oh my God, I still really feel it. It's because it's a novel exercise. It's a new movement. It's a new loading pattern. You should have backed it off and not gone as hard and done 1 set maybe just to expose yourself to it. So everyone's going to be a little bit different with that. So 2 squat sets on Monday, that's a quad focus. So that means, you're going to need, and nothing else for quads. And again, I'm talking about the quality. You're pushing yourself within a rep or 2 of failure. The heavier you go, the more you can pull back from failure. So if you're doing 5 or 6 reps, you could leave 1 in the tank and you're getting the same benefit as doing like a set of 15 to failure. You're actually getting more of a benefit because you're not fatiguing yourself as much. And this is this is what Maximum Swole is based around. And this is a mind fuck for a lot of people because you're thinking 2 sets, how is that enough? Trust me, building muscle is not about the pump. It's not about the soreness. It's not about the burn. And you guys will notice this. How many of you are doing Maximum Swole? Do you feel a burn? Do you guys have a burn when you're lifting? I'm going to answer and go ahead in that question. If you're doing a heavy set for like 4 or 5 reps, you're not getting a burn. You're not getting that fatigue. You're not getting that lactate. You're not getting like that burning sensation. You're not. You might not even get the same soreness or pump. You might not. That's not the point. The point is to add contractile proteins. The point is to create that progressive overload that's going to require the muscles to increase in cross-sectional area and et cetera, et cetera. Matt says it burns only when I pee. I get it. I get you. Cool. Unfortunately, you're not getting hypertrophy in your cock, are you? Are you? Aww. Yeah, so told you the burn doesn't mean you're growing. Obviously. Haha, tiny peepee. Okay. IDK Paul 629. Yeah, you might want to get that checked out. You might want to go to the doctor here. Not medical advice. How do you get better at your PR? I'm not really going to address that because I just talked about it a lot with the progressive overload. Kara Alexis 03, is it okay to skip a meal? Please, all of you food addicted fat fucks out there, please stop eating all the time. It depends on the context. Is it okay to skip a meal? I'm your papa, but I ain't your daddy. So I'm not telling you how you have to eat. But are you getting enough protein? Are you X, Y, and Z? Like, are you eating right food? I mean, whatever. Joey Invidiata. But Papa, I'm too tired to go to the gym. How do I get past this feeling? Punch yourself in the pussy and go to the fucking gym. All right?
Matt Damon.
If you're too tired, well, maybe you're vitamin D deficient, magnesium deficient. You're not sleeping. Your nutrition sucks and blah, blah. Go to the fucking gym. All right, that was the last question. There. Any other live questions? Did I miss anything? Wenpo, Sai, it cut off my question. Do I keep him at lower weights for now? I don't know where the question is. Oh, hi, Papa. My son is 12. I'm starting to introduce basic techniques for weightlifting. I'm concerned for his growth plate since he's entering his growth phase. He's already 5'7". Do I keep him at a lower weights for now? Yeah, just don't have him train to failure and do tons of volume. That's fine. Kids can lift weights at 12. You don't have to worry about his growth plates unless he overdoes it and does too much volume and you're pushing him to failure and doing forced reps and doing like 15 sets for biceps. You know, teach him proper form. You know, he's getting like a little bit of, you know, you feel like, oh, it's getting a little bit of a burn. Cool. You know, and start there. And as he gets, you know, as he gets more used to the form and stuff like that, then you can adjust because he's still growing. You want to teach him the proper habits and how to do it. And it doesn't mean you can't get stronger and build load. It just means that the epiphyseal plate and stuff like the spongy bone, it's still forming. So if you cause a lot of local trauma and like stress or something happens or he overdoes it and there's inflammation, it's like any kind of stress fracture, right? If you never run, let's say you've never run before. So you go outside and decide to just go running down the street for 5 miles on pavement barefoot. You're going to get stress fractures in your feet and you're always wearing shoes, right? Your bones are weak. You're going to get stress fractures. It's the same kind of thing. So really people aren't going to have any issues with their growth plates. Not medical advice, just common sense, but you can look into this. You know, that's why you see a lot of like younger kids online, like lifting, but they've been doing it for years. And as long as you're progressively overloading and not pushing to failure and causing that kind of macro damage, like, hey, my son's never lifted before. And you're like having him max out, just really light, very, very light. Teach the coordination. He's going to be wobbling. It's not about the strength. It's not about the physical strength and the weight on the bar. It's about the coordination. And you'll be fine. Just people, you know, if you just do crazy, crazy shit, you're going to get trauma and stress fracture, right? Just think about that. You never run, never do anything. You just walk and then you go barefoot on pavement. Like you're have stress fractures in your feet and stuff and all sorts of stuff like that. All right. Let's see here. All right, fam. You ready to go balls deep? Let's go balls deep.
That's deep.
All right, let's see what we got here. Let's do... Yeah, we got that video. Oh, it's great. We'll do the Trump roast last. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3. We'll do that one last. I didn't know it was going to be in my phone. Perfect. I was going to show it on my X page, but we have it, so... Aaron says, for balls deep, I'm pre-picking 1, please, with some white rice. Ooh, put some coconut oil on that. All right, this is called active assuming. On the video, it says, quote, she also probably works out or at least goes for walks. The act of assuming. Okay, you've been warned. You have gnarly rainbow hair. So, Aaron, to the corner. Just, what's in the box? Aaron, when you get to the corner, can you just like sweep up and just tidy up a little bit? Because I think you're going to have some people joining you in a few minutes.
Hello there, everyone. I just wanted to remind everybody that the act of assuming things about a fat person simply based on their appearance is fatphobic and ableist. So stop discriminating and unlearn your fat phobia.
My eyes seeing things logically and rationally is not fat phobia. You're fat. I'm not being ableist. You're fat. You eat garbage. You don't take care of yourself. Your feelings about that are kind of irrelevant. That's just what everyone's thinking because it's true. All right. Your hair looks like rainbow bright. You know, unplug it. Unplug that shit. They have a cave troll. All right, let's pick another one. Loretta Bandit, number 2, to join Aaron.
What's in the box?
This one's called Diets. Indeed. Huh?
So I was talking about...
Ho, hard pause. Let me read the question that she's responding to on TikTok. It says, it's a misconception that thin people are unhealthy, miserable, and survive on apples and Coke Zero. Most of us exercise on a daily and weekly basis and eat in moderation. Well, it says Kim's comment. I'm going to say most people don't exercise and eat properly or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, if you're not morbidly obese, then yeah, you don't overeat the things. The problem with like the seed oils and vegetable oils is that they're actually designed for you to compulsively eat them. So anyway.
So I was talking about diets not being healthy if they make you miserable. And I got this in reply that basically suggests that I was implying that skinny people are miserable. I just want to be really clear. I'm not saying that, and I don't think anyone's saying that. What we're talking about is the societal pressure that fat people are placed under to become thin people.
Oh no, the societal pressure that's perceived, but it's because your choice. You're literally showing everyone that you make terrible life choices. The societal pressure. Oh, how dare you become healthy? How dare you take care of your health? You don't have to. But of course, we need some more shame. You should know that if you're morbidly obese, it is your choices that have led you this way. And you're continuing to make those choices. And now you're defending your shitty behavior. It just doesn't make it not shitty behavior. I'm not saying you can't be fat. Of course, you could be fat. But I'm only going after people that are pretending like it's a virtue. You're pretending like you accomplished something. You pretend like everyone else is a meanie. No, you're just in denial. So just be fat and shut the fuck up. If you shut the fuck up and don't make these garbage videos, then I won't voice my opinion about how retarded you are. Let's continue.
And that the process of pursuing that at all costs is something that can create stress and misery.
What is this like pursuing thinness at all costs? Why is that? It's just like the mainstream media. It's just the same talking points, the same shit circulates around. The pursuing this at all costs. How about living a healthy lifestyle, taking care of yourself, eating properly, lifting heavy weights, getting sleep? Oh my God, getting sleep, getting some sun for fuck's sake. This person's never been out of doors. Oh, how horrible it would be for you to be a human being. Awful. Shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Although I wouldn't want to see her naked in the streets, that's for sure.
So if you're thin and you're thin in a way that is compatible with your biology and your...
Pause. If you're thin in a way that's compatible with your biology, please someone unpack that for me. I'm going to hit play again. Someone make that make sense.
Life, then that's spectacular for you. But it doesn't mean that that journey is going to be as straightforward and as joyful for everyone as you.
Oh, no, that journey is going to be as straightforward. What? Eat real food and exercise? Oh no. Joyful? Oh, you want some more joy? Oh, is it joy? This bitch is on a fucking iPhone. Let's take her back 100 years. All right? Get back in the kitchen and make food for your husband who's in a fucking coal mine. He's going to get black lung when he's 35. How hard your life must be right now. And some people still live like that. Anyway, let's continue.
That's all we're asking for. This isn't fat people versus thin people, happy people versus sad people.
Well, it wasn't until you made it that way.
This is let everyone go on their health and happiness journeys in their bodies with...
Let everyone go on their health and happiness journeys in their bodies. Okay, the problem is we don't have any laws and regulations about who can use social media. And I say that sarcastically because holy fucking shit. The extra problem is these people vote. You have these, literally, this is why we call them libtards, because they are retarded. We have people like this. These people cancel out your vote. That's why it's very important to spread knowledge and logic and common sense, not this Marxist rhetoric. Happiness journeys in their body. Happiness journeys in their bodies. I don't wake up every day and be like, I'm going to pursue my happiness journey in my body. Keep telling yourself whatever it takes to make you feel better about the Twinkies you're eating every day. I know you don't want to go to the fucking gym, but man, you don't have to try to make up a reason not to. Just don't go and shut up. Just don't post about it and pretend like you're doing something, I don't know, you've accomplished something by not taking care of yourself. Yay, you're trashing your health. Thanks for raising my taxes.
Out the crazy pressure to have a better body and therefore be a better person. That's it. Thank you.
The pressure to have a better body. Don't be healthy then. Don't be healthy then. A better body. You do realize that having a healthy body, or quote, a better body, okay, you don't want to live longer? You want to have diabetes and be on 30 medications? Fine, just keep it to yourself. Okay, one more and then we'll get into the Trump roast, which was epic. Daughter says, I feel fat. Okay, daughter says, I feel fat.
What do I say when my daughter says I'm fat? I got this question from a mom of one of my teenage clients who's working towards recovery from an ED. What do I say when my daughter says I'm fat? Basically, when your daughter says this, she's saying that she feels something deeper, because fat is not a feeling. So it's your opportunity as a parent to dive deeper into what that feeling actually is.
Oh yeah, let's keep on going deeper. Everyone play pocket therapist, and let's keep on helping people focus on their feelings. Start them young. Start kids young, just obsessing over their feelings. That's good. It's a good start. It's a good start.
Something young girls need to realize is that body diversity is beautiful and necessary.
All right. Now you're... Okay. And then it goes off the rails, okay? Look, I know people want to shelter their children and all this kind of stuff, and sure, you can protect them to a point, but don't lie to them. The hypocrisy is not going to help them in life. So body diversity is beautiful and necessary. Wrong and wrong. Necessary? What do you mean body diversity is necessary? That doesn't even make any sense. Beautiful, that's subjective, and I'll tell you what, I've been to Walmart, and let me tell you, straight up, body diversity is not beautiful. I'm not talking about skin color. I'm talking about body diversity. I would not call that beautiful. Go to Walmart and tell me if body diversity is beautiful. What you can tell them is everyone is going to look different, but the pursuit of health is virtuous and is a valuable thing to take care of your body and to exercise and eat proper food and to respect your body and love. You know, that's important. But that, what I just said, can be true. And everyone's still going to look a little bit different because they have different mommies and different daddies. And some people are tall and some people are shorter. But the reason why people are morbidly obese is because of poor habits. Like that's very simple to explain to a child. And then they're going to understand, oh, this is why we eat these foods. Yes. So we are taller than we are wide. Ah. I remember my mom was really, I remember when we lived in New York City when I was little, my mom was really embarrassed because we're in a restaurant and there was this morbidly obese, like super morbidly obese guy there or something. And I was walking around. I was always a loudmouth kid. I was like, listen, shocker. And then I yell on the internet. But she said we're sitting there or walking by and I pointed right at him, like right next to him. I pointed like, mommy, that man had too many sweets. And she said she just wanted, he laughed. But my mom said she just wanted to like melt and disappear. But talk about based. I mean, this, not much has changed. I was born for this. Yeah, mommy, that man had too many sweets. Facts. See, and how did I know that? Because my mom told me that. And guess what? It's fucking true. It's fucking true. Now, too many sweets, we know what that means. It means fucking garbage. It means garbage food. I was raised based. All right, let's continue. Body diversity is beautiful and necessary.
Body diversity is beautiful and necessary.
Nope.
Bodies are meant to come in all shapes and sizes.
Bodies are meant to come in all shapes and sizes. You have to explain to them. Like, some people are taller than other people, and that's because of genetics. They might not understand it, but that's okay. They will understand it, but they'll understand that you didn't lie to them. In all shapes and sizes. Some are things you can change. You have to tell them. Some are things you can control based on that are a result of your habits, and other things you can't change. Okay. Anyway.
So when your daughter says I'm fat,
she didn't say that. She says she feels fat. You have to teach a child about feelings and rational and logic and common sense. your daughter, you didn't say that. Now you're changing the conversation. Your daughter says, I'm fat. No, you said your daughter says she feels fat. Okay. That's a big difference. Oh God, you can't even have you can't in less than 1 minute, you can't even stay on topic.
And sizes. So when your daughter says, I'm fat, instead of saying, you're not fat, you're beautiful, you could say, you're beautiful. Is fat something that you're worried about right now?
What? What? Glad there's captions because her fucking word salad. Just like maybe are you gonna run for president? Hold on a second. And so when my daughter says I'm fat, instead of saying you're not fat, you're beautiful. Okay. You could say you're beautiful. Is that something fat? You're what? Oh, maybe these are automatic captions. That's awful.
Beautiful. You could say, you're beautiful. Is fat something that you're worried about right now? At the end of the day, fat is a descriptor.
Bingo.
All of us have fat on our bodies.
Okay. So Jesus Christ, the grift and the lies and the deception, the omission. At the end of the day, fat is a descriptor. Indeed it is. There we go. We agree. We agree. And all of us have fat on our bodies. No shit. So fat's not bad. We all have fat on our bodies. Bro, what? What are you talking about? What are we talking about? We all have fat. Yes. And guess what? Having excess fat, excessive, is not good for you. Sounds like Cerny says she's obviously concerned, smart girl. So I understand the intent. You don't want your daughter to be like, oh, paranoid about, but again, you teach good habits. She's not going to have to be paranoid about the result. You explain, you educate, right? Cupcakes don't kill. You educate. Okay. Not indoctrinate. Because if you're just talking about feelings, we're all beautiful, we're all this, then you're having her manipulate her mind into saying, no, I'm beautiful the way I am. No, this is beautiful. All bodies matter. And then when she gets out into the real world and boys don't find her attractive, she has health problems, blah, blah, blah. When she goes out into society, she's going to be constantly anxious and scared and neurotic and hateful towards other people that she thinks everyone's against her when it's just reality. Your actions are going to result in the outcome. So teach the child, and unfortunately, most parents don't know what proper nutrition is and exercise, and hopefully it gets a little bit more mainstream. I think it kind of is with RFK and this kind of stuff. We've been talking about it for a decade, and a lot of people have, but hopefully it becomes more and more. But it starts with you. It doesn't start from the top down. It starts with you. You can make choices. Again, it's all just a result of your choices. And if you don't make good choices, if you teach your child to not make good choices and then to justify why they look different, then they're just going to be, you're just raising a little Marxist. Okay, past that, because she is a retard, and I guess she's talking about a client. So you have these idiots that are providing therapy to other people. So you have the blind leading the blind with this kind of shit. All right, let's watch this from the Al Smith dinner. Trump's 5 jokes, top 5 jokes. This is
What's
epic.
in the box?
And then we'll move on to overtime.
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz. Well, I'd better wrap up because Mayor Adams told me earlier that I needed to make this one very quick, especially the city has reserved this room for a large group of illegal aliens coming in from Texas. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris? Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. A major issue in this race is childcare, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep him away. That's a nasty one. Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
God. He's a comedian, man. That's so fucking funny. He has such timing and delivery. It's fucking hilarious. All right, that was awesome. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Fam, we are ready for overtime, so make sure if you're a Swole Fam member, if you're a member over at swolenormousx.com, head on into the Daily Swole Telegram chat, and we will have a brand new Drive Mall Gaining. It's going to be awesome, so head on over there right now. Let's get into the first. Let's get into the giveaway for the card, #FEF. Before we finally do, a reminder, if you want to pick up some of that new merch, we got 20% off new releases. At the bottom of the picture, it says buy one, get one, 50% off. That's not currently live, but this image is what I have. So 20% off all new releases. Got the GTTFG Hope design, as well as the Shreddy Krueger. I'm rocking the brand new Michael Swolio. Let me show you guys. So 20% off all new releases. Halloween's coming. Look at that print. That's fucking fire. Get the brand new Ozempic and gym shirt. People are really responding on the posts. I posted a couple videos with the Ozempic gym shirt, and people are loving it. So hopefully that's another one that's going to hit home, especially now that everyone's taking that garbage drug. So go to the fucking gym. Don't go to the drugs and the pills. Anyway, let's give away this card, #FEF, and give away this awesome Swole card. #Faith. Alrighty, today's winner is Pandemonium Zero. Congratulations on the room blay. Pandemonium, send us an email to support@swolenormous.com, Swole card 3087 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email, and we'll send you the Swole card. Fam, you know what that means right now. Right fucking now.
Finish him.
Right now, it is time for overtime. So head on into the Daily Swole Telegram chat, and we'll get into it in just a few moments. We got a brand new Drive Mall Gaining, brand new Balls Deep edits. You do not want to miss out on any of it. Join the fam over at swolenormousx.com and get access to all the exclusive content. It's time for OTZ. Who's ready? Let me get that overtime sidebar up. Bam. We're ready. We're ready. Beaches, thanks for being here. We will see you on Monday, but make sure of course, over the weekend, so make sure you subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, because you will have some Swoleosophy over the weekend. If you're a member, pay attention to Swole Text, because I'll be talking to a lot of you tonight and over the weekend, and that's going to be the basis for the topics over the weekend episode. So make sure that you join. You get access to the Swole Text. You get alerts for the show, but also one-on-one conversations with yours truly, and it's great talking to you. So definitely plug into Swole Text, pay attention, respond, and I'll talk to a lot of you later. Daily Swole Telegram chat. Overtime starts right now. Thanks for being here. We'll see you over there in just a few moments. We'll start in 2 minutes. Peace, McGee, Deuce, Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Out.
Hey.